Hello, dear students. Good afternoon. So, first of all, welcome to all. I am Professor Atul Gonde, that working as a assistant professor in Department of Agriculture and Entomology. As we know that this syllabus point of view, you already that to got this about the entomological course syllabus. So today I am going to give some basic introductory part on today's lecture. Okay, so the firstly, the introduction about the insect. So first of all, insect means what? Insect, it is nothing but it's a one animal or it's a one organism that is called as the it's a one tracheate arthropods. Tracheate arthropods, why? Because the insect have the presence of trachea, that is the respiratory organ, and arthropod means what? That insect are the jointed legs. Arthropods means jointed legs. Arthro means jointed and pods means the legs. Okay, and the insect is divided into three parts: head, thorax, and abdomen. And head bears that are responsible or that have the perform say some several functions, that for the vision, for the sensory appendages, even for the feeding purpose. Okay, because having the some different segment and different appendages on head region. And thorax is mostly responsible or bearing that one or two pair of wings and three pairs of legs, and that's mostly responsible for the locomotion, that to away or to that to migrate, or even for to easily movement purpose, that responsible. And lastly the thorax, then followed by this abdomen. This abdomen is very important for the various functions performed by insect through abdomen, like excretion and other metabolic activity, even also that reproduction point of view. That is insect. So insect means what? It is a tracheate arthropods that divided into three region: head, thorax, and abdomen, and that having the various function of this insect region. So this insect found in everywhere. Why this it is called as a found in everywhere? Because of that if you seen in earth, even that various area or various region that located, and these insects are found in water, even like mountains, even like rivers, in sea, everywhere that it's a habitat that we found. That's why it is a very important dominant character that to have the long geological history. If we that to consider, if we that calculate, it is a 6 times more than all other animal. If you consider about the all, so if we put together, so it's a numbering or it's a rank is the first. Okay, more than a million species are described, and this all that species described, the most diverse order of insect is Coleoptera, Lepidoptera, Hymenoptera, and Diptera. Actually student, this is not important for you now, because it's for the here given on that slide for the introduction. Because of the in insect that given of the total order is 29, and among these all 29 order, here that few order that mention on slide, that is a Coleoptera, Lepidoptera, Hymenoptera, and Diptera. And among these all, the largest order is the Coleoptera, because of the number of insect comes under in order Coleoptera. Okay, followed by Lepidoptera and Hymenoptera and Diptera. If you consider, if you see this graph, this there is the different types of organism, but the insect is the majority is the most that large in the case of this graph, that because its numbering is more. Okay, so this is one. Now for the factors for the insect abundance, if we consider about its more number of species, if we consider in animal kingdom, so more than 85% of the species that only comes under in insect groups. Okay, and more than that 9 lakh species of till date described. Okay, so it's not a that compare with the other, because its rank is first, because it's the most important insect that comes under in animal kingdom. Okay, now second one, large number of individuals in a single species. If we taking one example of this insect like locust, that locust have the ability to fly or swarm near about comprising of 109 number of individual on the same time, and that ability to occupy long or large geographical area. Third one, that is the great variety of habitat. If we that insect to that live or that to adapt in various climatic conditions, because of the insect have the some important features or some characteristics that can easily the insect are accommodate or adapt in various climatic condition. Okay, the insect have the long geological history, because of if we that found on earth that the insect are appears more than 350 or 500 million years ago. So it's a very large or long geological history, because of it has a good track record among these all animal. So this has to given the insect have great variety of adoption, that to various climatic condition or under very varied climatic condition. So these are the measures for the dominance. So on the basis of these, some different reasons, that's why the insect are the dominant. So for the example of the structural perfection point of view, here the some are this exoskeleton, small size, weaker speciation, that insect have capacity for flight, hexapod locomotion, compound eyes, scattered sense organ, decentralized nervous system, direct respiration, even some developmental characteristics, high fecundity, specificity of food, and lastly, protective adaptation. So in simple way, I'm telling you, the exoskeleton means what? The insect body covered with one external structure or external integument, that is called as the exoskeleton. And this exoskeleton is very important to prevent the mechanical injury, to prevent some like a injure or that to predation on that insect by other predator, so easily to protect them because of that to hard wings like that. Okay, and second one, small size. If the insect are the small size, so they can easily adopt to very small space. Even if you compare with the food, it's required a very less food. Okay, though that can easily reduce the competition. Even also if we that to for the escaping from its enemy, so due to the small size they can easily escape. Okay, the third one, quicker speciation. Insect have the ability to quick faster rate of this reproduction and to perform that in a very less time to gives the lot of that progeny through this insect. So that's why this adopting that dominant character. Fourth one, insect have that one that animal that having the one or two pairs of wings on the thoracic region. They can easily migrate from one place to another, even further that to searching its host, even to escaping to its enemies. So that's why the wings are very important, even for the food, even for the that breeding or mating, that can to be help for the insect because of that having the functional wings. Now the hexapod locomotion, insect have the tripod locomotion because the three pairs of legs on that thoracic region. When the insect can move, the another three legs can be easily static on to be stable, and then is the remaining three in the zigzag manner, and the remaining three they can easily that to move or forward. So that's why they having the hexapod locomotion. Insect have the one pair of compound eyes, and this one pair of compound eyes having the various number of ommatidium, that is called as the visual elements. On the basis of these visual elements of this ommatidia, insect can to search its prey or its food. So that's why the very important. Insect have the various sense organ, and which are that are distributed over the all parts of this insect body, like on the head, thorax, legs, even that different parts of this insect, and that are the scattered to easily they can perform the activity through this organ. Insect have the well developed nervous system which having the ventral nerve cord, and that too located and the on the dorsal region. So that's the decentralized nervous system on the basis of these neurons, and that having the ventral nerve cord. Insect that performs a role in various activity. And even also the insect have the direct respiration. Insect performs or to taking the oxygen through this the trachea, and this trachea that presence on the lateral side of the insect body, okay, which can easily respire the oxygen and to eliminate the CO2 with the help of the tracheoles that are located inside the trachea. Okay, because this trachea, that opening of this trachea called as a spiracle, and this spiracle that is very important organ to directly respire the oxygen. Okay, now the on the basis of some developmental characteristics, the insect have the various stages that insect performs, say three or four stages, that is the eggs, then larva, then pupa and adult. And this complete stage when performed by this insect, that is called as the complete metamorphosis or holometamorphosis. Okay, and so on the basis of these three stages, the insect that to develop and that having the different stages. Now the high fecundity insect have the egg laying capacity is more. For example, the termites queen, that's why it is called as the egg laying machine. Because why? The when the insect termites to lay the eggs, that near about this the fecundity capacity 6,000 to 7,000 eggs per day. It's not a that a joke, it's a very, it's a truth that too easily they can to lay the eggs by this female, by this termites. Even also the insect have the some controlled reproduction also. For example, in honeybees, the honeybees, there in honeybees comb there is only single female, and two lay the eggs by the single female, and there is the some worker honeybee, they can to control the second queen that to not to perform or not to produce. So because of that is a control that reproduction. Even also the insect have the specificity of food, because of if you see the various stages performed by this insect, and this each stage require this specific food. When the egg hatch, the larva comes out. When the larva comes out, it's require the food like the leaves and other plant parts. When it becomes a adult, that time require the that flowers. So that in between these various stages, so there is the variation, that there is the lot of difference to accepting its food, and there is the require the specificity. Okay, so that's why to reduce the competition in between in among all. So that is the one dominant character. Insect have the protective adaptation. You know well all student. So various colors that having the insect. Some insect are look like plant parts. Okay, like leaves, that is called as a leaf insect. Some insect look like the stem or stick, so that is called as a stick insect. Why? These are the protection, that is called as a behavior that to perform by insect to protect them from the other animals and to easily escape from its enemies. So student, this is the our topic about the today's that introductory and some dominant point of view. Okay, so it's today's lecture. So we'll stop here, and the next lecture will continue the next one. Thank you.